right? You've heard that statement. Well, this is what works for me. Yet when you go on social media, you turn on maybe a diet program or listen to a radio show or whatever, your podcast, etc., you'll see very convincing experts who have produced extraordinary results for themselves or a select group of their clients advocating a certain style of diet, exercise, or supplement. And I don't want to stand here and discredit any of those people because I believe what they're doing and what they're advocating is probably true. What I'll also say, it's probably not entirely true because there's going to be some areas, and I've sat in the green rooms with literally most of the experts in the industry, and we start sharing stories backstage. And the thing that drives us all bananas is the client that you couldn't help, the ones that everything that worked for everybody else didn't work for them. And Matt and I, of course, have been on the opposing side of the sort of diet wars out there. He's a ketogenic guy. I'm a plant-based guy. And you think, how did these guys build a company? And we were able to do that because we're dietary agnostic. We understood that there's differences based on a person's genetics, their age, their goals, spiritual choices that they might have made. For example, the various cultural aspects, restrict certain foods or have certain dietary practices that you can't use. And also we're in the supplement business, and we see some supplements that work so well for some people and not for others. Well, why is that? Well, it turns out instead of going through trial and error like I did, I'd spend decades figuring this out and making all of the mistakes. Matt as well. And most other experts, we talk about this a lot, Sara, the mistakes he's made and how we learn from them, or with our clients and how we learn from them. But the average person doesn't have that time. They don't have the time, the energy, the effort, the knowledge, all of that. And the average person has been on 6 different diets. People that lose weight, 97% gain it all back within 3 years. And if we look at all the health metrics by the medical institutions, Americans in particular, and most of the industrialized countries of the world, are getting fatter, sicker, more depressed, and more unhealthy, despite all of the information and all the expertise out there. So we decided that we were going to end the diet wars. We're going to put an all-encompassing book together. There's over 875 scientific references that have been curated with a PhD. We had a PhD go through each one of these things to validate the validity, because there's a big difference in a quality experiment versus an unquality experiment. And we break it down to how do you select what's right for you? What is the sequence? What are the things you need to pay attention? How does genetics play a role in it? How does lifestyle? What about your goals? What are the obstacles and opportunities within every diet strategy? And so the average person might have to read 150 pages of this book. An expert would probably want to go through the whole thing so that they can properly calibrate for the liabilities of any diet based on a person's genetics. And of course, the incorporation of genetics and understanding that we all have genetic advantages and weaknesses, and how we can build a diet around those and supplement around those, regardless of our spiritual or social or lifestyle preferences. We can, even in a suboptimal preference, we can make the best of it and then live our best life.
It's so true. And it's so funny because you're a vegan and Matt's a keto guy and I'm in between.
Right.
And like, I can't eat either way. Like if I go on a vegan diet for 3 days, I'm withering away. I have no energy. I'm bloated. If I go full keto, the fat is backing up my liver and I might break out in, my face and all of that. I have to play around with it. And the things in the book also give you those aha moments where, okay, maybe 2 years ago, I was able to eat more fat, Now with the influx of the spike protein, or maybe I'm in a more stressed state of my body or lifestyle where I can't handle what I could 2 years ago. And now I'm on a healing journey for the next 3 months. And then when my gut's healed, I'll be able to eat certain things that I wasn't before. So there's that changes too. So it's not like you have to say, I am a hard vegan
Right.
and that's it forever. And that is like my political stance and my,
Yes.
that is my identity. And so that's where I love this book, and what you guys really promote is that don't make your diet your identity. And it is in flux and it is in flow, and there's all of these different things that come in and out of your lifestyle, of who you are or what your goals are. You're going to tell a pregnant woman something different for her exercise, her diet, and lifestyle versus me, who's 48 and at a very different stage of my life, right? And I'm trying to anti-age. I do not want to have any more kids, please. And my goal now is to keep up in the gym or with my kids on the ski hill or in the rowing boat or whatever it is. My goals are different.